the wheel. No, for real, count $100 bill. No, for real, on my ops, they just wanna chill. No, for real, if we get caught, we don't squeal. No, for real, every time I drop a tape, it come with a golden seal. Other acting fake, no, I'm so for real. Other fake, but I'ma let it go for real. For real. The slave, Wally moccasins, we rock. Day I went shopping, Daxon when the tape dropping. It ain't hard to tell you, they ain't popping. Overweight, weight watching, pull the play fake option. I'ma play the whole game like it ain't no rules. Wide awake, YSL boat shoes. It's a mystery, but ain't no clues. Ain't for free, that's why I charge whatever I so choose. Hey, I'm the only. Yo, I be master speaking. Left your eardrums bleeding, son. North Beach, Ohio, Cleveland. We always get even. Throw you in the till you quit breathing. When you quit dreaming, you gon' have to catch me in demons. I be moving like Shadow Stevens. Underground warlords, we battle demons. Say that your Adam's apple region. That's how I leave.
Dreams from the block. Monomarine marine yachts, fingerprint screen lock. Know these buckets. I've seen a lot. Blind on frequent spots. The strip gets bled until the bleeding stops. My catalog grimy like Chanel Ave travelers. I'm on the beach like Hasselhoff, they're trying to mash the sauce. Sip in Manhattan lost. While I write my notes in the captain's log. Court side, court shit. I need my name up on the Forbes. Before it's just another on the Porter Porsches. Endorsements. You was on the strip and got for corner store trips. I need more trips. I'm talking quarter mils. Bags full of foreign bills. Shorty bumping Laura Hill. All my dogs sick, more than ill. These old heads like Patrick Peterson, they on the corner still.
Brown and back. Outside my head and my hands. Brown and back. Two.
my break, still at my job every day. Can't put your pride in the bank. I need some sugar and shine. Need me a slice of that pie. They took a slice of my pride, turning my blood into pocket. I made me some time. I never got time. I'm missing holidays, but in a lot of ways I'm still gifted. Regardless if it's Christmas, snooze my alarm again. And a lot might come to get me before I ride away in that Bentley. This what he said, you might not wake up if you snooze it again. You can't let a new era get to your head. Dress for the camera again. Funny how you look the best when you at the top. Funny how you look the same when you die. Respect the dead, they gon' ask me, but you can't see Gucci shoes in it. There's gotta be better ways to lengthen my resume. I wish I could get away.
I might just try today. Wings and fly away. Might lose my mind today. Need something right away.
Never expected a medal for doing my job. You never need a receipt when you give it to God. But how can I prove I'm alive? My blood and my sweat is a sign. My OG would pull me aside and tell me it's due when you died. I got back pain, I got carried away. Migraine, every day, max pain on minimum wage. Tax break, they take everything. To be frank, I feel like I'm saint. Heavy bags, Louis and Saint. What if I give it away?
I might just try to
Overwork, underpaid.
wings and fly away. Might lose my mind today. Need
Let's meet the visiting team, Chicago Bulls. At small forward, Rui Hachimura. At center, Steven Adams. At the other forward position, Draymond Green. At point guard, Chris Paul. At the other guard position, Zach LaVine. The head coach of the visiting team is Billy Donovan. Let's meet the stylish for your New Orleans Pelicans. Manning the...
Well, we can finally say it. The NBA regular season is about to get underway. And here at 2K Sports, we couldn't be happier. And tonight, we'll see the New Orleans Pelicans as they go up against the Chicago Bulls. With Richard Jefferson and Greg Anthony alongside, I'm Kevin Harlan at the table. And from the sidelines, it's our Hall of Fame reporter, David Aldridge. And a chance now to take a look at the schedule for the Chicago Bulls. On Friday, they'll be playing against Damian Lillard and the Milwaukee Bucks. Then on Saturday, they'll go back home and will be hosting the Oklahoma City Thunder.
And for their matchup with the Magic, that's one to mark on the schedule. It's their 5th game of the year, and we should start to see their lineups get sorted out.
Let's check out Chicago's starting lineup. Green is out there with Rui Hachimura. Then it's Zach LaVine. Then it's Chris Paul. And it's Adams in at center. And for New Orleans, Tice at center with Williamson next to him. Murray out there with C.J. McCollum. And it's Ingram in at the small forward. Richard, this place is absolutely buzzing with anticipation. Each team with their first game of the season here tonight.
The key now is making sure your season starts with a win. That first dub is a catalyst to the start of your season. Helps you find a rhythm very early.
No good. Shot missing. Murray with the defensive effort. And so it's Williamson with it. He brings it up for New Orleans. It's a three-point game. Here's Murray. And 2 free throws coming up. Unable to get that one to go with all the contact. And Greg, remember, in DeJounte Murray's rookie year, he played in the Western Conference Finals.
Murray was the youngest player in that series, playing 20 minutes a game, competing against the KD Steph Warriors. How about that for a welcome to the NBA?
Becoming a more consistent offensive weapon, Murray finding ways to contribute.
To the inside. Here's Tice. Draymond Green with the rebound.
And you don't see that every day. Usually he'll convert when he gets that close to the rim.
Here's Hachimura. No good that time.
0 for 4 to start things off. Got a bit of a pillow fight brewing here, but they're going to get it going.
Here's Ingram. Frames the 19-footer.
He just makes it look so easy on offense. Like, who takes pleasure in torturing defenses? He does.
Hachimura. Good, and Paul gets the assist.
Well, it took them 5 tries, but they showed they can make a basket, I guess.
It's stolen by Hachimura. And that's out of bounds. Chicago will retain possession. Levine against Murray. And there's the call on Zion Williamson.
Zion Williamson.
That's his first foul.
Personal foul. First team foul.
Here in the first quarter with about 2 minutes gone by. And Adams with the slam.
Smart play call by Levine. Breaks up the defense, feeds the easy shooter.
The Pelicans have gone 2 of 3 here to start out the game. McCollum, no good. Left side, Levine. Good ball movement here by the Bulls. Back to Adams. And blocked. That one goes careening off the glass. Here's McCollum. Chicago grabs the miss.
You're not going to see that very often. Plenty of space, but he just, let's face it, he whiffs on that.
Down low, Green. The shot goes down and it gets this game back to even.
And Draymond is smart at knowing when to shoot the ball, especially when he's got strong position inside.
Murray, the pass to Tice. Now here's Ingram. He's covered by Hachimura. Ingram attacking. And he uses the glass on the layup. Ingram's got his second bucket.
And once he got to the 10, I think he was surprised to find himself that wide open.
Easy possessions like that, little, are just a gift. You just dream of them. He'll gladly take those.
Now here's Green. Paul outside to the middle. Here's Adams. And the call on the shot that sends him to the line.
A massive energy force. Adams is about 270, and that's all nasty. Very hard to contain, and he draws a lot of fouls.
Throw good, Adams. Connect. He's checked in for Chicago. And so Adams nails both of them. The Pelicans have gone 50% from the field, hitting 3 of 6 since the opening tip. Murray scanning the floor. That one falls.
Even inside and against contact, Murray stays flexible and gets to his finish.
You know, Greg, it's been great to see the Pelicans get to the next level these past few seasons, hasn't it?
It has, and they've become one of the deeper teams in the NBA over that time. It's not just about one guy. There's talent up and down that roster.
Now here's Ingram, following the miss by Draymond Green. And Tice throws it down.
And that's how you lead a team. Literally.
Bulls trail by 4. Outside, Levine. A great assist by Paul as that one goes in.
Just muscling through the contact. Levine is a flat-out star.
Here's Tice. And Tice throws it down.
And although he's undersized at his position, his vertical, yeah, that'll clean up a few mistakes.
Levine kicks to Adams. Fast to connect. And a miss there on the triple.
Well, he's got a great stroke. That one almost dropped.
Ingram passes to Williamson. The three-pointer, no good. And so it's Paul bringing it up for the Chicago Bulls. Trailing by 4. Connect. No good. New Orleans has gone 1 of 3 from beyond the arc so far in the game. Ingram kicks to McCollum. Pass to Murray. This one for 3. It's hauled in by Adams. Bulls trail by 4. Outside, Levine. And they call the foul, so he's got the and one chance here to make it a three-point play.
Well, Levine's game is defined by energy and aggression. He doesn't back down from any defender.
New Orleans making some changes here. Trey Murphy's checked in for Brandon Ingram. And Jones subbed in for McCollum. And Chicago also making a switch. Robinson's checked in. On the free throw, no good. And, Richard, you look back, Zach LaVine has been one of those microwave-type players. He can get hot in a blink of an eye.
Zach LaVine is one of those players that when he catches fire, there is nothing you can do about it. He can score from deep, multiple level score. When he gets going, it can be a problem.
And really just a great play to sacrifice his body to take the charge.
Always good to get another look at a terrific defensive play.
And, guys, that is lockdown defense at its finest, going right at the shot and then able to knock it away.
Jose Alvarado, he's checked in for the Pelicans. Hachimura, he's checked in for the Bulls. Pippen comes in for Chris Paul. And with an update from the sideline, let's check in with David Aldridge.
Hey, Kevin, the Pelicans know that chemistry is key. They've got plenty of talent, but Brandon Ingram says there is sacrifice in figuring out how to win. And I know New Orleans hasn't seen winning. We don't have a banner in our arena. We're just trying to draw closer and closer together. All I want to do is win. Kevin?
They've got talent, David, that's for sure. Thank you. All right, guys, I'm told we're about to connect to our insider, Shams Charania, who has a beat on something. Hey, Shams, what's the story?
Thank you, Kevin. The news out in Chicago involves the Bulls' early season roster moves. They went after Draymond Green because they want an enforcer. They're banking that he can come in, get into opponents' heads, both with his words and his physical play, but he's going to make them a much more difficult team to beat. He's a championship veteran player.
Thank you so much, Shams. We sure appreciate the update. So it's the Pelicans now, following the basket by Draymond Green. Here's Murray. That's short off the rim. Bulls trail by 5. There's LaVine. Played in with a nice touch off the glass. LaVine's got 6.
Oh, man, he's feeling it this quarter. They should be looking to get him going every trip down the floor.
Pass to Alvarado. To the paint. And he gets the whistle. 2 free throws coming up.
Draymond Green.
And it goes on Draymond Green.
Clearly a foul.
Team foul.
And a chance for just a second to check out the scoring breakdown for the Pelicans.
Showing their energy so far, sprinting up and down the floor, getting out in transition and taking advantage.
And they've also done a great job turning defense into offense tonight, creating turnovers and capitalizing on the other end.
Catching up now on the changes for Chicago. Adams comes in for Green, and Josh Giddey's subbed in for Zach LaVine. Back to McCollum. Puts up a 3. Falls through. He's now made 2 of 4.
Yeah, McCollum is a real danger at the arc. He's an efficient long-range bomber.
Hachimura kicks to Giddey for 3. Good D by Jones. New Orleans leading by 8. There's 31 seconds left to play here in the first. Lets it go with a 3. Rebound by the Bulls. Pippen outside. With the drive. Outside Robinson. Pass to Hachimura. Unloads from 13. That shot misses.
I rushed that one a little bit. Pretty clean look inside.
Ringing the bell. That's the way to close the quarter.
He knew exactly.
And so it's New Orleans. Their lead at 11 points to end the quarter. Their defense has been terrific in this game. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back. And so far, through one quarter, it's been a lopsided game. We'll see if that changes here in the second. And a comfortable margin for the Pelicans here, guys.
Yeah, in that first period, they looked to push in transition at every opportunity.
It leads to some easy buckets, and I think it's given them control of the pace in this one.
And for Chicago, Pippen is out there with Josh Giddey. Then it's Zach LaVine. Then there's Draymond Green. And it's Robinson in at the 5, roaming the paint. And so it's McCollum with it. He brings it up for the Pelicans. This game is finished. They'll be off to Portland taking on the Trailblazers. And that'll be game 1 of a 4-game road trip. Bulls trail by 9. Pippen, the pass to Green. Good ball movement here by the Bulls. Hit the crossover. And Giddey gets it to go. Giddey's got his first points in this one.
Giddey making the defenders look like they're on ice.
New Orleans has gotten fewer than half of their three-pointers to go down tonight. They're 4 for 9. Oh, he blocked it and deflects off the backboard. Green kicks to Pippen. Pass to Giddey. Stolen by Jones. And a fast break now for the Pelicans. A huge slam, the perfect end of the fast break.
Agile play to get his hand in there and get the steal. Intelligent play to immediately start the break.
Here's Giddey. Off target from three-point range.
And not allowing the shooter even an inch of breathing room on that one.
I'm sure they'll think twice about shooting against him next time.
And the Pelicans making a change. And here is Green. Takes a 3. Green with the rebound.
And I thought that was going to drop. It looked good from here.
Robinson passes to Green. Now here's LaVine. Here he goes. Top of the key, Giddey. And again, no good by Chicago.
You can't look at the result of that shot. They'll take that whenever they get it.
Yeah, it's a great look for him. One, they'll try and manufacture again. Those are the shots you want him to take.
Richard, you've talked a lot about how underrated longevity has been as a factor in measuring some of the all-time great players.
Well, when you think about Jordan, LeBron, Kareem, the only way to achieve greatness in the statistical category is to have longevity. So obviously greatness and longevity coincide.
And the Pelicans making a change here. Murray's checked in. McCollum dishes to Ingram. Inside. Howard down after the assist. Let him into the lane.
Boy, it's a joy to watch Ingram as he's developed. One of the hardest working players in the game.
Green kicks to Giddey. How about 3 minutes gone in the second quarter of basketball?
And that's why you don't let them get positioned deep in the post.
And they need better team defense. Help out your man in the post. It takes multiple guys to stop him.
Green against Ingram. Jones sets the pick for Ingram. Plenty of space. And he wills that one in, sinking right through off the back iron.
Unwilling to let up even for a moment. That's his killer instinct, just fanning the flame.
Always plays hard until the final whistle, no matter what the situation is.
And they're on the break. McCollum with the ball. He's picked up by Paul. McCollum, no good. Bulls trail by 14. Richard, when it comes to Draymond Green, we know about his defense. Whoa, look out! Look out!
Okay, I see you. Check out Levine getting artful at the rim, leaving the defense just completely clueless of how to stop it.
New Orleans gone to the three-pointer 11 times tonight, nailed 5 of them. Ingram passes to Jones, stolen by Levine. And here we go, fast break. Paul's got it. Green kicks to Paul. Pass to Robinson. Paul outside. Shot clock at 6. Here's Levine, defended by Jones. And the shot is good. The Pelican lead has been cut down now to just 9 in the bucket from Levine.
And their shots are falling now with more regularity than we saw at first.
Ingram against Green. To the paint.
All right, a chance to check out stats for McCollum. A very nice season for him last year. He put up about 20 points a game, 4 assists and 4 rebounds. And you like what he brings backing up the point guard.
They feel confident with him at the helm. He's effective at running the offense, and having someone like that off the bench is an absolute luxury.
Zion Williamson's checked in for C.J. McCollum. Then for the Bulls. And Adams is checked in for Mitchell Robinson. And it's Hachimura in for Josh Giddey. Bulls trail by 11. Pass to Levine. And stolen by Murray. Williamson with it. Now Green defending. New Orleans moving the ball around. It's Ingram on the wing. The rebound by Steven Adams. Adams has got 4 rebounds now tonight. Outside Levine. Adams, the pass to Levine. Adams sets the pick for Levine. Back to Adams.
Taking a look now at some numbers for Jones, how he performed last season. And he was also extremely dependable behind the three-point line, finishing the season among the top 20 in three-point percentage.
And as we saw last season, a difficult guy to run the offense against. Constantly jumping the passing lanes. Always a threat to create a turnover. Green, he's checked in for the Pelicans. Pelicans leading by 11. To the inside. And he drops in the layup off the glass. Green's got 5.
Murray is capable of getting double-digit assists anytime he's on the floor because he is an unselfish point guard.
There's Levine, and that one clearly a foul. Gets the whistle, and 2 shots coming up. It's going to be on DeJounte Murray. Bulls shooting their 6th and 7th free throw attempts tonight.
And look back a season ago, they did a solid job at the line, about 79% of their free throws.
Just solid from the line. Levine shoots a high volume and a high percentage from the free throw line. That is the combination you want.
And the Pelicans making a change. Alvarado's checked in. And we have to take another glance at that powerful rejection.
And boy, did he get up quick to reject that shot. That's as fundamental as defense gets.
So it's the Pelicans now. They've led by as many as 14 points. Ingram passes to Alvarado.
2 minutes remaining.
Jones with the screen on Paul.
2 minutes.
And it's Alvarado missing. Bulls trail by 11. With the floater. And it's Paul missing. The Pelicans have gone 5 of 12 from the field here in the second. A moment now to hear from our sideline reporter, Hall of Famer, David Alden. David.
Last season, Draymond Green got his three-pointer going again. He said, over the years, my shot took a dive. It was in large part because I couldn't get in and out of my hips. They were messed up. It was getting my movement patterns right. Kevin, my hips haven't been the same in years, but Draymond's are good, and now they've made him tough to deal with. Back to you.
Your hips are pretty good, David. I've always said your hip. Floor spacing, always critical. Good point, D.A.
And to me, Draymond Green really embodies the idea of a high IQ player. He can read the opposition, predict where a play is going, and those instincts aren't something that can be easily taught to anyone.
Jones checked in for New Orleans.
A vocal leader both on and off the floor. Green plays with a real fire in edge.
Here's Murray. Shooting foul as the whistle blows. He'll shoot 2 free throws.
All the officials are all over that one.
For New Orleans, they have made 6 of their 7 attempts at the line in this one.
And their numbers from the line last season, they're good, just not great. About 77% as a team.
And the Bulls with some changes. Robinson's checked in for Adams. And it's Connect in for Draymond Green. That one is no good.
Normally, he sinks all of his free throws. The defense got lucky there.
To the middle, stolen by McCollum. 1:06 left to play in the first half. And here we go. Levine heading to the hoop. And Levine throws it down.
I'm going to tell you this. Defensively, you cannot let a streak shooter get a groove. And right now, Zach LaVine, he is on fire.
And Ingram has got the ball here for the Pelicans. 10-point lead. It's in, and he's a very efficient 5 for 6 on the game.
And they've repeatedly probed inside in the first half, guys, and it's paid off.
Ball finds Levine. And here is Robinson. He's covered by Ingram. Fires the 3. And the 3 ball is good. Hachimura's got it back down to within single digits for the Bulls. Shot clock and game clock separated by less than 6 seconds. For New Orleans, they've gone 7 of 14 in the second quarter, shooting to the tune of 50%. Ingram outside. Pass to Tice. Oh, he jams it right over Mitchell Robinson. Wow!
And this sort of awesome dunk is one of the reasons this team is in charge of this game.
Well, there's a swagger out there. You can see it on the court that they possess and are not afraid to show it either. Murray for 3. And no luck with that time on the buzzer beater. And so it's the New Orleans Pelicans holding on to an 11-point cushion as we get ready to take a break. They're pounding the ball inside, and that's where they've got. Thanks, David. And we'll be back shortly following halftime to get the third quarter underway.
And just to throw you guys a little curveball here, what's your take on the alternate floor designs teams are using these days? And now, how about those first 2 quarters of play? Just a dominating performance for the Pelicans. And that's all for us. Now it's time to send it back to Kevin Harlan.
Well, we've got a second half of basketball for you. We think it's going to be pretty good. A big comeback, though, is needed for this game to be competitive, and it probably has to happen quickly. You look at Zach LaVine, he's really been playing well.
And how about the amount he's contributing in the scoring column? Through 2 quarters, he has been terrific.
He always wants to be a go-to guy for them. I'm sure he'll be calling for the ball even more in this half.
Lob it forward, Ingram and Williamson. Cullen is out there with Murray. And it's Tice in at the 5 down low. And that's the group for Willie Green as we begin the second half. Jones checked in for Zion Williamson. And Chicago also making a switch. Pippin's checked in. Six on the shot clock. Down low, Robinson. A slam dunk by Robinson.
And finding his teammate in stride, he led his guy perfectly.
Now McCollum. Here's Ingram. Murray outside. No good from outside.
He is single-handedly dropping the temperature in here with that cold streak.
Yeah, that's it. Right now, he's just in his own head. Not much you can do to try and push through it.
As a junior college product, Dalton Knecht, Greg, didn't have a traditional path to the NBA.
Yeah, Kevin spent 2 years at a JC, 2 more at a small Division I program, then used his extra year of eligibility to transfer to Tennessee. And there he became a first-team All-American and turned himself into a first-round pick.
Cracks in the tray. Ingram's got 14 points for the game.
Silky three-point shot by Ingram. Just goes to the arc and knocks it down.
Here's Jones. And Jones slams it in.
Well, if you don't take care of the ball, fellas, that's what can happen.
Absolutely, Greg. That makes the turnover even more painful.
We know mistakes lead to breaks. That's just textbook right there.
And they blow the whistle for a foul. He was trying to disrupt the fast break opportunity. For New Orleans, they have shot 67% from the line, going 6 of 9.
And you know, one look at Murray's game, and you can tell he's been well coached over the course of his career. His awareness, his work ethic, this guy is just always bringing it.
Chris Paul's checked in for Pippen. McCollum kicks to Ingram. Off the mark there with the three-point shot. Bulls trail by 12. Here's Knecht. Chalk up 2 there. Knecht's got 5 points now in the quarter.
A nice start to the second half. They've made 3 out of their first 4 shots coming out of the break.
The Pelicans have gone 2 of 4 here to start the second half. Pass to McCollum from the arc. That's in there. Murray with the assist. Murray's got 4 assists now tonight.
McCollum has a nice feel for catching cheap jumpers. That's a shot they want to create for him as much as possible.
For Chicago, they've gone 3 of 4 so far in the third quarter from the field. Pretty good start to the half. Here's Giddey. A three-pointer off the mark. Pelicans leading by 13. Ingram wide open. And another 3 for New Orleans.
They're getting a lot of their points outside the paint. 3 of their last 5 baskets are from three-point range.
It's stolen by Tice.
I love how active McCollum is. Superb at drawing contact on the way up.
And GA, what you have to admire about C.J. McCollum is he is the consummate pro.
Yeah, at this stage of his career, he's the adult in the room. And he's grown into a connector on the floor while still being that professional scorer.
Draymond Green, he's checked in for the Bulls. Dean comes in for Josh Giddey. You know, Richard, so many stars have done it. Any thoughts on a player asking for a trade with multiple years remaining on their contract?
If you're unhappy in any marriage, you should always get out. That is my opinion. Teams do it all the time. They'll sign a player to 5 years and then trade him in 2. So if a player is unhappy after 3 years of a 5-year contract, it's okay for him to request a trade, but continue to show up to work. That is my only request from the player. Well, he better buy his teammates dinner tonight because they've covered him for what has been a terrible, absolute terrible shooting display.
Hands it from downtown.
The consistency of Paul's three-point shot is really something. He is a real troublemaker at the arc.
Now here's Ingram. 17 points in the game. Chicago grabs the miss. Green's got 6 rebounds now in the game. And it goes out of bounds. Last touch by Murray.
Now let's look at the numbers here for Brandon Ingram. Last season, he played outstanding. He was around 21 points per game last year, 5 assists and 5 rebounds. And to have a player who can fill it up like him coming in off the bench, what an asset.
He's crucial to the success of their second unit because he can keep that offense rolling.
Out of bounds, New Orleans will take possession. Third quarter of basketball here, and just a little under 3.5 minutes gone by. Jones with the screen on Green. Pass to Tice. And Tice throws it down.
A quality pass, setting up a quality shot. It's just textbook basketball.
Here's Robinson, and it's Robinson with the jam.
Few create shots as easily as Paul does for his teammates. He is just a great setup guy.
Pelicans leading by 13. Ingram outside. There's the three. That's in for his 8th bucket tonight. A hot 8 for 11 shooting so far.
It's been this way since halftime. Tremendous production from beyond the arc.
In the modern NBA, you have to hit threes to win games, and they've made that adjustment since the break.
And so it's Murray who brings the ball up for the New Orleans Pelicans. Here's Tice. Robinson pulls it in. Robinson's got his 5th rebound right now in the game. Right side Levine. Stolen by Jones. It's 3-on-3 on the fast break. Chicago grabs the miss. Green's got his 7th rebound here tonight. Levine passes to Robinson. And while we can, here's a look at the teams that had the fastest hands in the league last season. In 3rd, the Pelicans.
You could tell by watching them how much they enjoy playing defense. They seem to have an endless reserve of energy flying around and pressuring the basketball.
Trey Murphy's checked in for the Pelicans. The Bulls also changing it up. Adams, he's checked in for Draymond Green. Chris Duarte comes in for Rui Hachimura. And Josh Giddey's subbed in for Zach LaVine. Bulls trail by 15. Pass to Duarte. The three. And again, Chicago. No good. On the wing, Jones. Defended by Paul. Now Tice for the three. It's rebounded by Giddey. Now here's Adams. Defense is right there. Three-pointer. Offensive rebound. Pass to Giddey. Lets the three fly. It's rebounded by Tice.
And another miss. Oof. He's having a really ugly game.
Yeah, about as ugly as you can have. You're right. Jones, no one around him. And again, no good by New Orleans. Paul left side.
2 minutes remaining in the 3rd.
Adams outside. Back to Paul. Adams dishes to Paul. Pocket 6. Plays it up and banks it in. Paul's got 5 points so far.
Works just as hard inside. Great footwork for Paul. Leads to great results.
New Orleans leading by 13. And a wide open look for McCollum. Good, and the assist goes to Murray. Murray's got his 6th assist on the night. The Bulls have gotten half their shots to drop in the second half up to this point, going 7 of 14. The shot no good by Duarte. And the Pelicans shooting 44% on their field goal attempts in quarter 3. From downtown, drains it from beyond the arc. 11 points in the game.
They've given up a lot of three-pointers here today.
McCollum against Paul. Launches from deep. And the rebound goes to the Pelicans.
He missed that one, but I've seen him drill shots from that distance in warm-up.
Even though he is capable of hitting that shot, I'd like to see him work for a better look in that situation.
And after really leaning on that three-point shot in the first half, seeming like they're just getting away from it here in the second. More of the shots coming from the interior.
Here's Duarte. Buries it from three-point range. Duarte has got his first bucket of the game, and he's on the board for 3. New Orleans leading by 17. 6-second difference between shot and game clock. Murray with it. Robinson picks him up. Whistle blows. Bucket is good. And he'll have a chance at the line to make it a 3-point play.
Such poise under pressure. Murray doesn't get rattled very easily.
The Pelicans have been shooting right around 75% at the line. 9 of 12 so far. Bulls trail by 20. Paul with the ball. He's got 5. And McCollum with the block. In the corner, Murray with it. Back to McCollum. Fires for three. That one's not going to go. Brandon Ingram. He's been the guy making things happen for the Pelicans. He delivered 9 points from three-point range that quarter. Terrific work from distance. We've got more in store for you right after this. Let's take a listen to a recent huddle from Coach Billy.
Hold your ground. Don't let him back your way in.
And there have been two very different performances from these teams today as we get going in quarter number 4. So for Chicago right now, we've got Mitchell Robinson. Josh Giddey is out there with Pippen. Then it's Zach LaVine, and it's Phillips in at the 4.
The growth of Murray continues to impress me, especially watching him dish it like that right there.
The Bulls shooting pretty well at 46% from the floor. Here's LaVine, not wasting any time and taking the shot and knocking it down. LaVine's got 19 points. And so it's Murray with it. He brings it up for New Orleans. Here's Green, and Green slams it in.
He's gotten so good at finding the open man. Murray does it again.
And LaVine, here we go.
Nice, clean bounce pass. Sometimes the fundamentals are all you're going to need.
And the Pelicans making a change. Alvarado's checked in. And a change for the Bulls. Hachimura, he's checked in for Josh Giddey. Pelicans leading by 19. 1 minute now into this fourth quarter. For three, Ingram. From outside the arc. Good on the triple.
And the man has no heart, and that's poor defense for a team that has a long way to catch up.
Effort like this makes you wonder if they've already...
Oh, my goodness, the slam!
Man, I'm telling you, every time Zach LaVine takes flight, we need this man back in the dunk contest quickly.
And they're bringing you up close and personal on the AT&T 5G Slam Cam. To the inside. Pass to Alvarado. Offline with his three. Bulls trail by 20. Right side LaVine. It's rebounded by New Orleans. Ingram deciding where to go with it. 2 free throws coming up, and they call the shooting foul.
Mitchell Robinson.
It's on Mitchell Robinson.
Impeccable from the line since halftime.
And some stats here, guys. The scoring breakdown for New Orleans.
All game long, they've been making it rain from the arc. And look, they've done it by feeding the hot hands.
And the other thing you notice is how committed they've been to playing with the pass. Constantly moving that ball from one side to the other.
And we're around 2 minutes into the fourth quarter here. LaVine gets the bucket.
We see this time and time again from LaVine. He has the ability to put the offense on his shoulders.
Pelicans leading by 20. Ingram outside. Field goal number 9. He's 9 of 12 at that basket.
When you allow good scorers to get uncontested shots at the rim, no wonder you're losing.
That's a great possession. Put your best players in a position to succeed.
And the league limiting players from making public trade demands. So this makes sense. It's a big change from the past, isn't it?
Yeah, I think it saves franchises from being put in a tough spot. Keeps a player's trade value high, which helps the team they're leading.
Daniel Tice is checked in for Javonte Green. Tice with a screen on Hachimura. And Tice throws it down.
Superb execution in the screen and roll. Murray cutting the pass right through the defense.
LaVine against Ingram. And then LaVine with the jam.
And how about just floating to the rim on that slam?
Boy, when he gets up, I mean, he gets up. New Orleans gone 1 of 2 from three-point range here in the fourth. Pass to Tice. Ingram against Hachimura. And it's Ingram missing. Bulls trail by 21. look at the clock. A little under 3.5 minutes gone here in the fourth. Levine's shot is on. Hatchimura against Ingram. Pass to Murray. 6 to shoot. Gets a very good look and converts. That gives him a double-double in this one. 11 points and 10 assists. For Chicago, they've gone 5 of 7 from the field since the beginning of the fourth. Strong work at that end of the floor. Pelicans leading by 23. New Orleans moving it around. Beyond the arc. Bean with the rebound. Levine's got his 5th rebound right now in the game.
Well, despite some uneven shooting for him, they're still out in front.
Up the floor. Pull-up jumper. That one bounces around and comes back out. The Bulls shooting at 48% from the floor. Looking good. They get it again. No good with the layup. And Ingram has got the ball here for the New Orleans Pelicans. They lead by the biggest margin of the game, 23 points. Tice, no good. And here's Levine. Greg, we see the NBA fining players for certain actions or statements.
Multiple offenders are always going to be under the microscope, Kevin. Sometimes they end up playing into those expectations, so those punishments can appear a bit skewed.
Pass to Pippen. Levine looking around. Launches a three. Pelicans pull it in. Ingram's got 4 rebounds in this game.
He knocked down a 3 in the first quarter, but he's still been unable to connect from deep past the break.
And for Tice, he gets it there.
My goodness, he is such a great dunker.
Greg, a high riser, no doubt about it. Levine kicks to Robinson. Back to Levine. They could use a bucket. Kept alive. The 3. Good, and the assist goes to Robinson. Levine's got 32 points.
Zach LaVine just lets the game come so naturally. His ability to catch and shoot is one of the quickest in the league.
And now, let's present our New Balance Player of the Game, Brandon Ingram.
And he's had the hot hand tonight, Kevin, no doubt about it. He's gotten his field goal percentage up over 60, and you're only going to get it that high when you're taking good, smart shots.
He's played up to his full potential tonight, and he's been playing to the crowd, too. He loves being the star attraction, even if it doesn't happen on a regular basis. Pelicans leading by 22. Here's Alvarado. Gonzalez grabs the board. Chicago has gone 1 of 3 from outside the arc since we've reached the fourth quarter. Back to Giddey. Greg, every year we have the Best Teammate Award. What are some of those qualities that you admire in a great teammate?
You know, Kevin, you want guys who make you better and who make it fun to come to work every day. In the end, teammates are like family. So trust, commitment, and just enjoying being with one another, it matters.
And one team is just completely outclassing the other tonight. Spirited performance, and it really ignited what is turning out to be a monster win here for the Pelicans.
The bench gave him a big lift in this game.
Hey, listen, Kevin, anytime your reserves can perform at a level that high, it puts you in an excellent position to win the game.
And it'll go down as their first official win of the new year.
And with the win approaching, they'll take the first game here of 2 that they'll play against this team. Nice to get that first one out of the way and set the tone.
And something we've come to almost expect is greatness from this guy. Such an overall great performance it was for Brandon Ingram.
You can't look back at too many major moments in this game and not see his imprint put all over it.
There's a screen. Jones from outside. Gets it to go from beyond the arc.
They made the most of their opportunities, looking comfortable and locked in throughout the night.
You have to love their effort. This game wasn't handed to them. They took it.
Pippen for three. It's off. So we see the Pelicans taking the W here. This game may not have been the most exciting we've ever seen, but you have to appreciate